Your work is so much more easier than anyone ever thought it to be. Your work really is to feel good. Your work is to feel better right now, because right now is where your point of attraction is. And right now is all that matters. It doesn't matter what you did before. It doesn't matter what you're going to do later. It only matters what you're doing right now. This is a reality that's the leading edge. So your thoughts are literally turning into things. So you can't be really too confused about what your vibrational habits or your vibrational sort of what your attraction is, because you're always getting physical manifestations. But before the physical manifestations ever come, you're getting these vibrational insights. You're getting these vibrational sensories information. You're getting this vibrational insight. Yes, that's the best way to say it. And the thing is, how you feel and what comes next is always a match. So it goes to say that if you change how you feel right now, then what comes next is always going to be, a lot better. It's going to match how you feel. So what we're saying is, all this really amounts to this vibrational attunement, this vibrational tuning to a vibrational reality is all comes down to just really caring about how you feel. Because when you care about how you feel, you care about your vibration. And when you care about your vibration, you can change it. And when you change your vibration, you affect who you really are. You affect your attraction. So that now when law of attraction shines its light on you, you're vibrating something purposely. It's so fun to live, it's so fun to live on purpose, because that's exactly what you came here to be. And that's exactly what you're reaching for. And that's exactly what this video will help you understand more, is this soothing, is this self-talk, this being nice to yourself. You need to talk yourself down from, the edge, so to speak. You need to talk to yourself into better feeling sort of vibrations, so you feel better where you stand, because there isn't really much to do, because you're not doing anything with your action. Many of our friends, they choose a goal and they go right after it. And even if they don't like it, even if they feel fear, there's that sort of motivation, sort of grinding attitude, which doesn't really work in an attraction-based universe. Yes, you can do action and you can find alignment along the way, but you'll get tired, and eventually you will get tired. And it won't be fun when you get to the other side, because the manifestation was always the goal. But the manifestation can't only be the goal, because there is a process that needs to be undergone. Your creations are all vibrationally valid, and they're ready. They're probable right now. They're not probable, they're exactly happening right now. And as you understand that, then you understand more than ever that you really are a point of attraction. You're not going out there and getting something. You're getting everything to come to you. You're affecting your vibration, and as you affect your vibration, then now everything that's a match to that vibration will come into your reality. The thing about the vortex is that you have to vibrate with the vortex. You have to be a match to your desire. You have to vibrate your desire, the presence of your desire, even if you're not seeing it. You have to get over only offering your vibration based on what you're observing, based on what you're seeing. There has to be kind of like a muscle, an ability, a propensity to think about things that feel better, and not because they're real. Meaning you're thinking about things that have no basis in the reality, so you can't really see them yet, but you're still thinking about them. You're offering vibrations that are far from things that you're observing. So the soothing, the self-talk is really so interesting, because that's your only job. Your job is to understand that you're the point of attraction, that everything has already been set up for you to receive everything that you want. And the only thing that stops or hinders your ability to receive everything in this vibrational reality is resistance. So instead of trying to talk up your desires and, do processes and make these desires go faster, because the thing is, you do that. You have strong desire. All of you have very, very strong desire. You know exactly who you are. You've known for many years, because you've been in that vortex. You know everything that we're saying. This all makes sense to you, because you've been daydreamers. You've been, in your fantasy world. You've been in this vortex. You've been in the vicinity of this vortex long enough that the vortex was revealing things to you. So the real manifestation already happened. It's not a fantasy world. You weren't just daydreaming. You actually were experiencing the manifestation of who you really were, of your vortex. So by the time it comes into your mind in the form of a daydream, you're actually receiving it. You're actually experiencing the manifestation. While it's not physical yet, you're experiencing the vibrational. And the thing is, you got to be satisfied about the vibrational version. You have to be satisfied. You have to be satisfied right now with where you stand. You have to make peace with reality. You got to make peace with reality, because your work is done. You've already done all of your work. You've already set all of these creations into motion. You are source energy. And when you decided to come into this body, not all of you came. Most of you stayed in the non-physical. And this is how it went. You said your non-physical self, your God self, your inner being self said, hey, you physical self, you go into the physical reality and you tell us, you live life, and you tell us from this conscious environment what pleases you. And you know what? We're going to be here on the broad. We're going to be here in the non-physical, and we're going to hold to this broader view, and we're going to know how to get you to everything, and we're going to vibrate it to you. We're going to be this infinite intelligence, and we're going to be able to get you everything that you want. And all you have to do is just listen to us. All you have to do is match our frequency. And when you match our frequency, then you'll become more than a physical creature in that moment. You'll become a vibrational whole source self. That's what we're saying. Your physical bodies, yes, but you're also consciousness that's flowing source into this body, your source consciousness. That is if you're feeling good. And when you're not feeling good, this is what's so interesting. When you're not feeling good, that's not the time to think about desires that will make you feel better. That's not the time to goose up your desire because you're not feeling good. That foundation is faulty. So that's the thing. Dissatisfaction with where you stand, that's the only thing that's really slowing you down. There's no big piece. There's not even doing anything that you're doing really wrong, because you can never get it wrong. Remember this. You can never get anything wrong, because this is an attraction-based universe. You are loved by Source. Source is never judging you. Source is not forgiving you for, never condemned you for anything. And Source knows about all of your desires, and Source enjoys and revels in the vibrational version. Source doesn't need the physical version, because to Source, the vibrational version is as good as the physical. But you're the physical. You're the you make thoughts turn into things. You're the receiver of them. You're the translator of them. And in order to be the translator of your vibrational realities into the physical reality, in order for you to enjoy your millions, what you really got to do is you got to accept that it exists, and it's on a channel, it's on a frequency, and you have to achieve vibrational harmony with it right now. And you can tell based on how you feel. So when you think about what you want, how do you feel? And now it's not just about creating images that feel good to you. It's actually about deal with exactly how you feel. Deal with how you feel, own how you feel, because you can never be surprised by what you'll get, because you can't say, oh, I'm really looking forward to this, and when in reality you're really impatient about it. Because when the time comes, you're gonna wake up and you're like, how come nothing came to me? And we're gonna be, and you know what we'll say, well, you had something wonky in your vibration. That's always how it goes. Many people, everyone creates their reality, but many people are creating by default. Many people don't know what they're creating. They're just creating. They're creating by default. And so they're kind of surprised when they're like, what? How could this happen to me? And we're like, because you vibrated it. Because you didn't deal with your vibration. You're only talking in conditions, but you have to talk unconditionally. You have to talk in emotions. So how do you soothe yourself? How do you make your point of attraction attractive to all the millions? How do you make your point of attraction so that you're like a magnet to all of the good things instead of all of the bad things? Well, you have to first, it depends on how do you feel. So if you feel just a little bit dissatisfied, then you can talk to yourself like this. Imagine you're talking to a young child who's learning how to walk and they fall. You're not going to say get up and keep going. You're going to say, it's okay. You're going to get in good time. And that's exactly how you have to talk to yourself. You have to support yourself. You have to be nice to yourself. You have to talk to yourself and soothe yourself. And you have to soothe that dissatisfaction, because that dissatisfaction with where you are, because here's the thing, your desire, they're really big. And the thing about having big desires, meaning the momentum is really big, is that you're really going to be dissatisfied when they're not here. And so you have to soothe that. Because that's really it. The fact that you're dissatisfied with where you are is the only thing that slows you really from. It's like you're blind, or you're blocking your ability to receive that channel. You're just blocking it because you're just like, oh, I want money, but I don't have it right now. I'm dissatisfied, because you're observational. You're not like kids. Kids aren't really good at doing this because they don't understand. They're very nice to themselves. They don't judge themselves. They're not mean to themselves. They want something and they go with it. They want something and they ponder, they think about it, and boom, there it is. But human friends, the older you get, the more you're invested in what's real and the pros and cons, and you like it to be realistic, and you like to tell it the way it is, because you would be crazy to not do that. So that's exactly what you do. You think about everything, and so in thinking about everything, you split your energy, and so you get very dissatisfied with where you are. You can't dream in the way that those kids can. They're free in their minds because they're not dissatisfied with where they stand. They know instinctually. They know, and while they may not be able to put words to it, they understand that this moment is just temporary. So being dissatisfied with where they stand, they can tweak that, because that's the thing. Instead of seeking physical conditions to change how you feel, you can treat it like a radio and literally just tweak how you feel. And you do that by first owning. You have to own how you feel. Because remember, you can't be surprised about what you get. You have to own how you feel. And as you own how you feel, now your job is to shift it. AKA, your job is to change your point of attraction. And the way that you do that, the way that you vibrationally shift, like the radio channel, is by just reaching for words that feel a little better. So imagine you're just dissatisfied. You're like, oh, I hate being here. I hate being in this moment. Like, I just hate that I'm here. I hate that this is my life right now, but I can't really be anything. I can't really be anywhere else. There's nothing else that I can really do. Like, I don't have that type of power. I can't just, blast myself into somewhere different right now. I am where I am right now. And that's really annoying because I hate it. But, at least it's not forever. At least there's promise of the vortex. At least I know what love attraction is. At least I can get there. At least I understand that if I just think this way, at least I understand that I can have everything that I want, and all I have to do is just apply the formula. And that's really it. Because even that type of conversation, you actually feel better. And we're talking about feeling better. We're not talking about motivation. And in an action world, that's not seen as very productive because you didn't identify anything. You didn't make a goal. You didn't make you didn't make physical sort of you didn't make any physical proximity towards your desire or progress, but yet you made a lot of vibrational process, because the better you feel, the more you can receive. And what we're talking about here is your ability to receive, because as you increase your ability to receive, then you have to be able to get, it's a law, the millions come, you soothe yourself to the millions. So let's say like this is the formula. The formula is identify what you want, and life helps you do that. You don't really have to put it clearly in words, but if you can, that's great. That's really, really great for you. So you know what you want, and now your job is to make peace with reality. Your job is to tell yourself that it's okay that where you are. You have to make peace with where you are. You have to find positive aspects. You have to tell yourself nice stories about where you are. You have to feel better about where you are, and then you're going right with the flow, and then now you're a match to everything that you want. It's actually that simple. That's all you have to do, because everything else is already set up. This whole world is set up. This entire universe, this game of attraction is set up so that you are the receiver of everything that you want, and you don't have to do any action. The only action that you do is from your place of alignment. So when the impulse for the action comes, it feels like a good idea. You just want to do it, and you always get a lot of yielding, a lot of results from very, very little action, because that's what leverage is. Leverage of the way that humans do it, they leverage their action. So they say, okay, I'm gonna use my action and create whatever I can create, which is that sort of motivation, sort of do it even if you feel afraid, it is a competition, but sort of, journey. Whereas that's what makes the difference between those who are mediocre and those who are masters. It's the alignment, because anyone can do physical anything, anyone can sing, but it's the masters who are in alignment when they're singing, who are making peace with reality, who are finding satisfaction, because your job is to find satisfaction. And we're going to leave you with this piece. Your job is to find satisfaction in every moment. Your job is to achieve that satisfaction, factor, because satisfaction is low momentum. Everyone can make that, that journey to satisfaction, because as you're making your journey, and your journeys to your millions, everything now with this new formula, it's all quantifiable. You know how to get to $1 million. You know how to get to all of the money that you want. You know how to get to everything, whether it's the book, the money, everything. And so your job now in understanding this new quantifiable journey is that you have to solidify your point of attraction right now. You have to make peace with where you are. You have to tell yourself that it's okay, I'm doing the best that I can. And it feels counterintuitive because you're used to going after things, but that was never your intention, and that was never your power anyways. Your power was in your feeling. Your power was in the molding of the clay of your emotions, of your thoughts. And so as you soothe yourself, as you're nice to yourself, then things come to you and you're just like, true, that would come to me. And at first it's fun. At first it's counterintuitive, but then it just feels so good because you're just feeling good all the time. You're feeling good because you know how to make yourself feel good. You know how to tell yourself, you know how to be nice to yourself. And so as you're being nice to yourself, you're spending more time in the vortex. And as you're more time in the vortex, it yields you a lot more manifestations. And we're not here to talk you out of manifestations. We're just here to teach you that you just really want to feel good. So you can feel good right now just by being peace with where you are, by being like, it's okay, it's fine. Like, it's okay, I can't really do much, but it's okay because one day I'll have everything that I want. And it's okay that I'm here. It's okay. Like, I just want to be nice to myself. I just want to soothe myself. It's okay where I am. And even having a conversation like that, you can feel the resistance just fall away, because instead of trying to, make desire really big, how about you reduce resistance? And a little bit of reducing resistance makes a really, really hell of a lot of difference. So friends, be nice to yourself and soothe your way to your millions, because everything you want is already ready for you. And all you have to do is just make peace with where you are, be nice to yourself, and do things that feel better to you, and have more fun. And above all, soothe yourself.